With this video, we would like to add some more bugs to the very first bug report video that we did on attack helis. Although in the meantime some patch notes have been released by DICE, the most important bug, TV dust zones, that is, have not been fixed so far, and frankly we have the impression that DICE still has not taken note of this. Alright, so let's start with the bugs that we have not mentioned in our very first video about BF4 attack helis. Sometimes, and this really appears to be totally random, you get flipped over to the side when being hit by heat seekers or from a TV missile. At this point you get tilted to the side and you're in a position where you cannot catch the heli and you will always crash. Extremely annoying is the so-called gunner sound loop bug. Here it sounds as if the gunner was shooting the 30mm gun constantly, which of course he's not doing, and sometimes you can only fix this bug by actually destroying the vehicle. As we showed in our very first video, the person of the TV shooter now is completely identical with the missile itself once it's in the air, and this also means that the gunner can actually die if he hits mines or other explosive stuff. He can also die if he by accident hits a building that's just in the process of collapsing. Finally, you're able to spawn on a TV shooter. You just have to time it right and spawn in him right when he clicks on the fire button. Then you can parachute down from the position that the TV missile was launched from, and this, in the big picture, allows you to actually play infantry on game modes where infantry is actually not intended or not allowed. Like here on air superiority, we already made a video about that, upper left corner, you can click on that. This allows you to run around on the ground with Stinger and Igler and annoy the enemy team. The hitboxes of the central mountain or the Zeppelin on air superiority game mode on Guilin Peaks are made horribly. As you can see here, shots from 30mm gun or TV missiles will hit invisible walls around that. The next bug is the gunner screen shake, which means the shaking of the camera as soon as the 30mm is fired. Looking at the last patches, there had been several changes to the gunner screen shake behavior, and at one point, for example, the Viper and Havoc had no gunner shake, but the Z10 had. At the current point, the Viper does have screen shake again. I still haven't tested Havoc yet, but the main point about this is that there is nothing in the patch notes about that, so we have no clue what the gunner screen shake behavior is going to be when this video is released. Several times we've been able to observe the so-called lock-on ghosting, where you can get designated with lasers like PLD and SOFLAM through objects that evidently should not allow you to do so. This is the case with some of the buildings on Siege of Shanghai, as you can see in the background here. I'm sure you all know some more examples for that, please leave a comment. On Guilin Peaks, the mountain as seen from the US side has a special feature. If a heli comes flying in from above and fires heat seekers at another heli that's behind the central mountain, the heat seekers will go through the mountain and hit, although there is no line of sight on the target. As always, thanks for tuning in. If you liked it, then here you can find the link to the very first part of our bug report series. And also we were linking to Gotthold's classic Project TV missile.